What's good, everyone? Dre here with Different Gaming. Going to be bringing you round one of the sneak peek tournament that I went to Friday night. I'm just now getting around to being able to upload my matches from Friday night. I work the Applebee's Saturday and Sunday morning, but round one was against my boy Tony. We both know what decks we're on, and this was just more so testing for me. I wanted to test this build in a tournament setting. Right here. We're waiting for the round to start, and we start 45 minutes. My opening hand was actually pretty good, but I activate Terraforming, go add Perlarino, then activate Perlarino, add Sharon. No, my hand was very, very gassy. And with Sharon, I pitched the Beast, Mill, Tear Cash, Merly, and then Medora. And then right here is where I start comboing off. I want Shun Ping, his top 64 nationals list. I wanted to try that list out again because starting to play tier back then when I started till now, I understand more so why he chose this build. And go into Granganol, send App Cologne. I had Trivicarma in my opening hand, and instead of going into Dangerous and then pitching it, this is the same exact route that you would take. So, banish the Trivicarma at the Scream to go ahead and get my field set up. Normal summon Rhino, activate Scream, and hit a King of the Swamp. So, a random mill with a guaranteed send. And right there, I was making sure I didn't use Havness yet. So I still have one last name in Sharon. So, and coming up, I could have used Planet to pop the Sharon, but I chose not to. I did this play right here. So I went in a Dweller knowing what my boy Tony was on, but I definitely could have went Redoer, but I really wanted to see, exactly how, like, knowing what your opponent is on and being able to go into a one card that completely shuts the deck down. And I wasn't going to do them like that. So I just wanted to see how a experienced tier player plays around the Dweller. And after this match, I learned a whole lot. Like, even though you get Dweller, like, you can still play around Dweller. Uh, Here he activates Fenrir to add another Fenrir. Checking, making sure I remember everything that I have. And oh yeah, he has the tear cache. And like, I misplayed anyway because I had the Scream active and I didn't leave a Tearlament monster on board. And right here, I banish Abcalone and Beast for the window to get the graph off field. Thinking. I think he goes in the battle phase here, and then I graph a change Fenrir effect, and then right here he completely forgot that the field spell gives uh all fusion monsters plus 5, not just tier monsters, and then the Scream lowered all his monsters by 5. He ends turn. I draw for turn. Ask him if he has anything in standby. Then go main. I flip to attack. And right here, I misplay because I completely forgot that Grapha is normal spells and traps. So I tried to Grapha change the effect to discard. So I gave up free information in my hand. And right here is where the skill and the experience comes into play, because Tony's been playing a lot longer than me, and he's been playing tier since tier dropped. So he targets my shuffler, then I chain my shuffler to target one of his King of the Swamps, and then my crime and planet, so that way I can, if he gets rid of my planet, I still have a planet active. Then I go to activate planet to try to pop one of his cards, so I pop Celiac. And then he goes to chain Merly, since it was sent by Celiac. And this is where the experience comes in. So he shuffles back the Grapha, and he could have went into anything else, but he went into Grapha, which was that was definitely a good call. I feel like I should have hit the Tear Cash instead of the Celiac, but the Celiac is more, let's see, it's definitely more threatening than just a Tear Cash. And all I have in my hand is a Fenrir. So I deal damage. I think he top decked the King of the Swamp. And he uses the effect to get polymerization. And then I made another misplay. I forgot that Grapha was permanently negated by Celiac. I thought he targeted the window, and I forgot that my Grapha was still on field. So my Grapha was permanently negated. And that was definitely my only out at that point. And then he melds Trivikarma and gets his planet in rotation. So now at this point, you at this point, it's definitely down to experience, which he has a lot of experience. And he goes Guardian Chimera. Which is a huge threat. Because the only way that I can get over the Guardian Chimera is Cross Sheep, Barone pointing to Cross Sheep, or XYZ pointing to Cross Sheep. Scream. And a fusion monster pointing to Cross Sheep. Just for more follow-up. And then right here, I think I just change Radiant and Winda to defense. Because I have nothing else. And like I said in the beginning, this was more so of a friendly match than anything. Like we really just wanted to test our builds and see how good the builds were. After this, like he definitely just takes control. Cause there's no coming back. There's nothing that I can do at this point. He goes in the dark. I think he summons my window to his side. Oh, he specials the Sharon, and then he links those off for Sprint, and then he Sprint dumps Merly. I hear he's thinking what he wants to go into using those materials for Kaleido Heart. And right here you get Kaleido and Planet. So he Kaleido shuffles my planet, his planet pop, his Kaleido, and then like from here I just know what else is to come. Like you get so much advantage off of that. And then he goes into Mud Dragon, passes turn, and what did I draw? And I actually top decked the Pearl Rhino. So I think I grabbed Rhino Heart here. Like that's the only. Or I think I went through all my Rhino Hearts. I think. Yeah, I went through both of my Rhino Hearts. I like it's these little things like this where I could have activated Pearl Rhino and then chained a shuffler to put back a Rhino Heart so that way I can grab the Rhino Heart. And here, I mean, I got good meals, but my resources are very slim. Very slim. And he has one card in hand and Kaleido, Mud Dragon, Sprint. Now I can out the board. I just had to do it right and pray that his mills didn't hit. So my chain links was 1 Merly, 2 Hollow, Tear Cash 3, Scream on his side 4, Merly on his side 5, Meta Noise on his side 6. And with his Meta Noise, he targeted his Tear Cash, which is the best thing to target. And then I check his graveyard to see, exactly what he has in graveyard to fuse with. And then with my shuffler, I target his Tear Cash and Merly and my Grapha. And he changed his last shuffler. Like, we both were on our last shuffler, and this was like the most vital point in game 1. And right here, we're just going through the chain links and making sure we resolve them correctly and make sure we don't miss anything. I waited for him to cut, trying to make sure I don't hit the Havness, because that was the last name that I needed, was Havness. And I end up hitting Nagito. And right here, I'm counting the attributes. And I think, Mud Dragon and Terra Cash is water. This and right here was the last chance. And we both hit, I think, our last name. So my Havness is 1. His Sharon is 2. And then right here, I was trying to make sure I understood correctly. Because I was turn player, so both of our planets had triggered at the same time. But since I'm turn player, I chose to activate my planet, and that right there is what did it. I lost my planet, and that was just game. Like, we're both thinking about what we want to fuse into. I already know that I want to go into Kaleido Heart. Because if I go into Kaleido Heart, then I can bounce back his Kaleido. But then he has the Mud Dragon, so he could just Mud Dragon chain call Dark. And the only best thing that I can target is Planet, and then he milled Aqua, which triggered his Kaleido. So after that, I saw enough. Like, I knew for a fact there was no coming back. Both shufflers gone, so yeah. And we're siding. I mean, we already knew that we were playing the mirror match to begin with. And as we're starting, you know, if y'all like the content that I'm putting out, definitely trying new things. I just recently found out that I can do voiceovers on this app, so let me know if y'all like the voiceovers. I'm definitely going to try some different videos with voiceover on it. So y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button, smash that like button. Let me know in the comments below how you're liking the content and everything. Like I'm gonna upload this one and then see how it turns out. Because I definitely could have done some stuff different. But this is my first time doing it, so, you know, you live and you learn. And the match only took like 34 minutes. Like, we didn't take long at all. Like, game 2 was just terrible. And I know what everyone's going to say. I know everyone's going to be like, oh, well, you definitely could have won game 1. I respect Tony. Tony is one of the players that I respect at my locals and in this game. So being able to watch him play tier and I just sit there, like that's fine with me. In game 2, this is how we start off. Go right on heart. I think I send the tear cash. And him milling the Suliak and the Rhino Heart is just... it's just so good. Like both of our mills were hitting substantially good. And right here, he could have did the, I believe he could have did the Rhino Heart Tear Cash play to where you trigger Rhino Heart Engrave and chain Tear Cash if Tear Cash is the only card in your hand to discard. And then with his Rhino Heart, he sends Tear Cash. I wait until he resolves his stuff. And then I resolve Granganol. Send the App Clone. App Clone 1, Tear Cash 2. And like I said, our mills were substantially hitting. So hitting the polymerization, just a name was good. Hella good. And I think I had opened Falco in hand. No, I forgot what I opened at hand. But I know I had Suliak. And then he brings out Kaleido Heart early, which the Kaleido Heart spins back the Granganol. Oh, he spins back the Rhino Heart. Because he doesn't want me to get he doesn't want me to get the Kaleido Heart play. And Rhino Heart, you gotta have a Rhino Heart. And then right here, I pray that my mills had hit, and they didn't. And then before I fish fully in main phase, he hits. And like here, in this match, I really learned that you don't have to always trigger the Agito and the Kelbeck. And then he brings out his Dweller. Then I go into Construct, banishing Apcalone and Granganol. And then Construct effect. Which it doesn't matter what I send. And I had the crime for the talents. Then Hollow, I tried to trigger Hollow. He changed Dweller. I already knew what was to come. Then he looks over Construct and he attacks. And then that destroys comes back. And he really doesn't have anything. I don't think he has a King of the Swamp in hand. Oh, he did have a King of the Swamp, yeah. Yeah, and after that was game. Because he attacked over the Tear Cash for 6, and then attack with 3, 24, and then 23 again. So that was 7,200 damage total. Top deck. And he got game.